Hello and welcome to oh wait jeez to another Minecraft musing. Um, Highlight of today, I had a little bit of a learning opportunity with a PlayStation 5 controller. Now, and remember, I do IT for a living. Like that's my job. That's my 9 to 5. And so it's kind of embarrassing, but I've also gotten used to it when I have to completely relearn a technology or learn a new technology. And especially in this day and age where everybody's got tech coming out of their ears, it's good to understand how to troubleshoot something and how to really troubleshoot something. So let me back up a little bit. With the PlayStation 5 controller, I've got two controllers. Just had them since Christmas. This PlayStation 5 is relatively new, and it's been a real bummer as far as the controllers. I mean, granted, like awesome console, awesome games. Clearly I'm playing it a lot. But like one controller got controller drift, and I haven't even tested that one out yet. But the other one, and I'm pretty sure it was something I did messing with the Bluetooth connection. So I'm pretty sure this is still user error, like abusing the tech in a way it wasn't meant to. But at the same time, it's kind of hard to say what proper, without actually reading a manual, which, of course I did not do, admittedly. But just using a piece of tech, trying it out, seeing what you're doing with it, like, you have the option to connect to Bluetooth, or you can use the USB cord, which converts to USB-C, which connects into the controller, and that's all fine and good. And like with the PlayStation 4, we got kind of used to, oh, you can turn it on, turn it off, unplug it, leave it plugged in, whatever. Like, it didn't really matter a whole lot, and I don't even know offhand. Yeah, I think I do remember there's a way on the PS4, and even the no, PS3 didn't have Bluetooth. Anyways, my point is we were a lot less careless, a lot less careful with the PlayStation 4 stuff, or at least I was, because I just got used to it. Just worked as expected. Now, granted, these new PS5 controllers are a lot fancier. They do have, I mean, if you play the Astros Playroom game, which is like the demo game on PS5, you get like a whole showcase of what's new with the new controllers. So there's a lot going on, especially under the hood, and doing things like, hot swapping, like plugging in and unplugging the controller, turning Bluetooth on or off or whatever, powering down the console. At least I don't do things like unplug it. That's like one of the worst things you can do, is just disconnect the power from a system, because that doesn't give it a chance to save things, shut down properly, and just, yeah, it's just all bad. That's why, like, if a power surge is bad, used to be really bad. Now I feel like almost everything has a built-in surge protector. Actually, don't quote me on that. But, oh, anyways, back to the PlayStation 5 controller and how I fixed this one. Well, basically, sorry, the problem was it wasn't turning on. And so then I had to take a paper clip and do a hard reset, because I'm aware that there's a hard reset on most like smartphones and controllers, and a lot of electronic devices come with a tiny little hole that's too small for even a pen or a pencil. You have to get like a paper clip. Not a safety pin, because I feel like that like stabs the button, so you don't want to actually like destroy it. And I even feel bad with this paperclip. I try to do it extra gently, like, because I don't want to break that button. But that is a hard reset, and that resets your controller or device or whatever. And so I knew to do that, but I didn't actually check a manual or check Sony's website or do anything that, unfortunately, manufacturers expect customers to do, but customers just start, poking around and literally poking around with a paperclip. So, anyways, that's how I know I messed up this controller. I mean, or at least like, I don't know. I would hope that doing hard resets wouldn't, break it, but it was acting pretty weird. And like for a while there, I just got to the point where if the controller wouldn't turn on, use the paperclip and it turns on, which is horrible, I know. And I should have, geez, now I'm really like, well, this is how we learn, anyways. And I have said this before. I'm like the bull in the china shop. I will find every vulnerability, every like default or whatever. Just like test things out to their limit, whether on purpose or on accident. Like, it's just kind of my nature. I don't know. I guess I don't take anything at faith. How do I describe that? I don't take a lot of things at face value. Like, I'll take your word for it, but at the same time, I'd like to test it out just to be sure. Because I mean, you're great. I'm sure you know what you're talking about. But at the same time, it's so easy to just kind of get a little like confirmation. It's like it's almost bad not to. And then I say that, but I'm really hesitant to do Google searches even though I do, but like even of like simple things like a Star Wars TV show, the chronological order of Andor. And I think I was even saying this yesterday. It's like it took me a while to finally look up like when the timeline is. It's before the first movies, the original trilogy, by the way. It's like the rise of the Empire. So which is good to know because I watched in order The Mandalorian, then the Book of Boba Fett, and then Andor, and I was like, like this does not track at all. Like it feels like we're kind of back in time, and they did a great job. I mean, because I was able to at least tell that, or at least think I did. It's another galaxy that is all hypothetical anyway, so it's not like I can really reference check this stuff, but the timeline of the intended story, yeah, sure. I was just too lazy to actually do it. Same with the controller. And here's what happened with the controller. I went to Sony.com. Or I looked up the website because I don't even type stuff like that in and try to guess. I let Google guess for me. And it took me to the Sony website and I said, oh, okay, accessories. And just as I was about to like hit return store and refunds, and I was literally about ready to just drive to Walmart and get a new controller. I was just like, whatever, I'll just go get a new one. But that's like $80. It's a lot of money. And I already got two. So that's what not to do with your technology. And again, this is like, as an IT professional, training you, the common person, on how to do your tech. And I actually want to do like a show at some point and just kind of demonstrate how to do a lot of things. Because that was one of my favorite things. Like I was working with a professor actually, and we were just going down his list, his checklist of things. He's like, "This has always bothered me," or "How do I change this setting?" And I was just like loving it. I was like, "Yeah, this is how we do this," and I don't actually know how to do this. Let's take a look. Let's look it up, and I'd help him look it up, and the next thing you know, he's just ripping and sorting away, like fixing his tech and stuff. And it's like it doesn't take much to empower somebody to be able to find the answers, especially with tools like Google. They should really sponsor me. I'm just kidding. They give me free tools all day. I'm just kidding. We don't need any of that. Thank you for Jamboard. It's a brilliant tool. I go get some emeralds. But yeah, so fixing the PlayStation controller, what I should have done in the beginning, and it's a total facepalm moment on my part. I should have just went to Sony.com and looked at their troubleshooting section. And that's true with any device. If you've got like Microsoft, Windows, or you've got PlayStation, Xbox, which is also Microsoft, which is kind of funny, and Minecraft, which is also Microsoft. Anyways, pay no attention to the conglomeration, but yeah, go to the source. And actually, that's something else I need to do. I need to fix my Minecraft store because going between the PS4, leaving dead credit cards on my PlayStation account, and which is actually a very good thing. Like, I mean, I don't know if I know there was a breach, and I don't know if I was affected by the breach, but at the same time, it doesn't matter because the credit cards are dead. And I like to use that trick whenever possible because, like, why store working credit cards when you can just throw up a roadblock for a malicious actor? It's a pretty slick idea. I did it on accident because I'm lazy. And not even lazy, sorry, I say that, but it's really more proper to say maybe you prioritize other things more than this. And it's like, wait, what? You prioritize things over your safety? Well, no, when you put it that way. And especially, like, I have had credit cards stolen in the past using them on websites stuff. And like one was someone tried to charge like $5,000 for plastic surgery in California. I was like, what? 5,000? It was $1,000 limit credit card. Like, how are you gonna try to get plastic surgery with it? And also another, like a couple were in Japan getting like gas station charges, and it was like ridiculous. I was like, and I got a hold of my bank and I let them know what was going on. I was like, I've never been to Japan. I mean, I have now, but back at this time, I had definitely not. I'd only been to actually Central America a few times. So it's like, you know, this was not me. And they were like, okay, well, we'll go ahead and shut the card down. That was the first step. Stem the bleeding. And then they started to investigate. And whether they actually caught these people, I may never know. And I'd like to say that that was the only time that happened, but there was another time. And again, these are things like, I know that I have had my cards compromised. In fact, this one I was able to trace it to the exactly where I used the credit card, pretty much. But anyways, yeah, it's interesting, to see like what people, and that's the whole concept of honeypots. Now, honeypots, if you've ever seen the movie The Interview with Oh, I don't even remember. It's like Johnny Franco or Jimmy Franco or something, and Seth Green, Rogan. No. Anyways, the interview. They talk about honeypots in there. Only they use a different phrase that I'm not going to say on here because I'd like to think that even if a kid stumbles upon this show, it wouldn't be too scarring or damaging. So, I mean, I talk about a lot of complex concepts and life-changing things potentially, but and definitely not age appropriate. Like they shouldn't be out concerning themselves with government, politics, religion, all that. But at the same time, I don't like swearing. But anyways, honeypot. So a honeypot is a fake resource meant to mimic a real resource to entice a malicious actor to try to exploit it or steal it or something. So specifically, many people, including the U.S. government, use honeypots to track. Oh wow, I don't have any pumpkins. Sorry, we gotta go fix that. I got yeah, like not even a stack. But anyways, yeah. So a honeypot is where they'll set up a whole fake environment, fake bank website, fake. Well, that's sorry, getting into another thing, but fake everything, and then fake servers, fake databases, all of it, and just to see what gets leaked. And and they're still out there monitoring the dark web and monitoring all the popular haunts of black hat hackers, like. And you never know if a black hat hacker is also a white hat. Like they could be posing, and vice versa. I mean, it's like whole spy versus spy. If you ever read Mad Magazine back in the day, um, I gotta get some pumpkins. But yeah, so a honeypot is basically where they're gonna like entice you to hack it, try to steal from it, and then in the process capture everything about you and then either arrest you or target you for other attacks or there's a whole wide range of things that people can do because at the end of the day you are breaking laws, and if we really want to get down to it they can make your life really miserable or oh wow, see, this is what happens when you don't finish your projects. All right, well, ice, I don't think that's blue. Yeah, we'll still take it. I like these things. And sand. Oh no! And I heard him jumped out. Stop. Stop. I'm in the process of getting a lot of sand. Alright, now you. Goodbye. And no crops smashed. Alright. Anyways, honeypots. Like, they entice malicious actors. And I say that because I'm really trying not to call people criminals. Like, yeah, they might even be committing a crime. Like, oh, well, A-Rye, that's a criminal. No. You haven't been listening. Like, the relevancy and irrelevancy of labels. Like, they are committing a crime currently. We will punish them for that crime, and then we will move on, and they will move on. Otherwise, corrections is a joke, law enforcement is a joke, and it's overtaxed, and all of these bad things. So, no, it's not a criminal. Let's not pigeonhole them into that. But at the same time, let's study what they do and catch them and, make them pay. And that's the other thing, too. We should really shift everything to, like, just pay up. I mean, if you damage the system or something, you pay what the damages were. Like, that makes the most sense. Incarceration, it's so much wasted value. I mean, maybe... Oh, sorry. I got distracted with that. That looked like a village for a second, like the rooftops or something. I was like, there's no village over there. So, but no, that's my artificial, like, nature walk thing to go connect the fortress that's over there just off camera. Anyways, yeah, because if we want to stop it from happening, if we want to cut down how many times it happens, you got to actually fix it at the source. You got to fix the people. You can't fix, well, and their behaviors too, because a lot of it is situational of their age. I mean, once you're mid to late 20s and your prefrontal cortex, I believe, yeah, I still haven't looked it up since the last time we talked about it. But yeah, until that's fully developed, your decision maker is slightly impaired or not as on par as other people that have made it to that age. And you'll know too. Like when you get to be about my age, yeah, and yeah, I've heard that. Parents say that all the time. But when you get to be my age, you'll understand. And that's true. It's almost like a light switch switching on and off. I mean, for me, it was just like the last few years, really, I got my act together. I mean, I was getting closer, but at the same time, like, well, making dumb decisions. So, but that's life. That's human nature. We're all out there trying to figure out the meaning of it. And the meaning is 42. It's the asterisk, which means everything. And everything within reason. So there's a caveat or a catch or a fine print. Yeah, we'll get some watermelons too. Why not? Because, yeah, not everything is black and white and so easily clean cut as we'd like it to be. Oh, actually, while I'm thinking of it, back to the controller repair. With this, so my other controller has drift, and this one had no sensitivity on the right stick. so I could barely turn. I had to like turn really hard, and I forgot that for a second there I was in the settings of Minecraft, and the drift made it to where as soon as I tried to adjust the sensitivity or turn it down, it took it all the way to zero. So that was a software setting, not a hardware setting, or so a software issue, not a hardware issue. So if anyone wanting to get into IT, that's key. Like you gotta, when you're trying to troubleshoot something, you first need to address like, okay, is this a software issue or a hardware issue? And then you start going at it from there. Like you start exploring the options of a software issue. Well, actually, usually I take that back. Usually how I do it is the hardware stuff. First, I make sure it's plugged in. Sounds silly, but even I've done that. Like I've accidentally unplugged it or unplugged it for something else or whatever the case may be. I don't trust it until I actually see the plug in and I know that there's power to the outlet. Usually that's not a big issue, but like, mainly is it plugged into an outlet? Because like, I mean, if you run out of all options, then you could try and see if like plugging something else into it, but that's kind of down the road. But anyways, so is it plugged in? All right, cool. It's plugged in, there's power. Is it on? Okay, push the power button, or at least like check it. If it's like a phone or something, then you can see the screen, and like so you can really quickly skip past that step, or at least just check it off in your mind. So, okay, cool. Now, what's going on with it? Is there anything else going on? So, like, mostly I'm talking about it like a computer or phone or a controller. Like, is there anything else going on? So, wow, I digress. That got way off of hand. We were talking about a controller. That's right. So, yeah, one controller had drift. It made me accidentally set the sensitivity way low. So even once like quote unquote fix the controller because I'm using it now, but I'm still skeptical because that was kind of like, I had seen the light going on and off. I mean, I was using hard reset inappropriately for a while now. Like whenever I wanted to play it, if it didn't turn on, I just hard reset it on the fly without turning the PS5 off. Okay, so sorry, there's the kicker. Actually, I should probably say this so I can rip it into a short, but if you have problems with your PlayStation 5 controller, you should definitely go to Sony.com, check out their troubleshooting tips. And what they say there is for controller issues, turn off your PS5 console. Locate the small reset button on the back of the controller. Use a pin or similar tool, not included, to press the reset button. This will not reconfigure the controller or affect pairing and profile settings. Connect the controller to your PlayStation 5 console using the USB cable that came with your controller and press the PS button. So see, I skipped step one. I did not turn off the PS5 when I was doing the hard reset. So there you go. Someone who does IT for a living totally messed that up and could have fixed it had I just gone to the instructions first. So, and again, that's just going to the PlayStation website, finding the controller on the menu of like devices, troubleshooting, because I was actually going to go and try to replace it. I was like, whatever, I'm going to just try to get a new one. Well, I would have ran into similar issues with the new one. And now I'm extra cautious about messing with the Bluetooth settings because honestly, I don't really need to mess with it. Like, I want these controllers to be wireless, so I want Bluetooth to stay on and these to be connected, and we're good to go. So I know that's a potential security risk. So if there's like a Russian spy or a Chinese spy outside my house, just kidding. But like if someone's trying to manipulate a Bluetooth vulnerability, which yeah, they could exist. In fact, they do. Then yeah, okay. So they get into my Minecraft or whatever. I don't know. I wave that off as like it's not worth it to worry about it every day like that. I mean, I would much rather invest my time and energy and my mental capacity in trying to make it to where it's a non-issue. So I'm going to try to address the other end of things, try to fix the things, fix relations, all that, and not anything spectacular. I'm only one person, but I can keep talking, I can keep tweeting, and I can keep reminding people, hey, think about it this way, and about a multitude of things. And even if I just spark more like creative thinking or critical thinking, or actually both are important, you need to be creative about solutions, but also at the same time, critical. Like, be serious about the creativity too. I mean, yeah, brainstorming is all fine and good, but it's pretty easy to nix a lot of the more outrageous possibilities. So at least you hope. That's why you have entertainment, like about how bad things can go. Like that's the basis of Cartoon Network and all the cartoons growing up is like, how bad can this really go doing this or doing that? And so it's like, yeah, it could go really bad or yeah, I don't even have any good examples right now. That's just like the basis of entertainment, really. It's like conflict, plot, like so. All right, I gotta get some more emeralds. Got some flowers. And some, what else is that? Sand. Yeah, I had a good day the other day going and getting sand, but it's all going to be turned into like concrete powder. So I need to get a lot more, and then dynamite later. If I ever get to that step, I don't know. I haven't even turned it back off of peaceful to go to get the Ender Dragon. Oh, and actually, in the light of trying to keep these things a little shorter, yeah, 20 minutes. That's good. That's how to fix your PlayStation controller. So again, turn the PS5 all the way off, and I don't even know. I might still test the second controller. I probably won't though. I got a working controller. I didn't have to go anywhere and get a new one. I'm happy. So yeah, and when in doubt or when things aren't working or things aren't working as you'd expect or you'd hope, go to the website, go to the manufacturer's website and see their tips. Like, because that was the other thing before we go. I was looking at a website. I Googled how to fix a PlayStation 5 controller. And rather than go to the source, the manufacturer, and ask them or like hear what they have to say about it, I'm sitting there reading a whole article on all these. And granted, there are okay ways to fix controller drift, but they did not say the way that I needed to do it. And by that I mean they did not have any steps where it was turn off the PS5 and then do a hard reset. Like that simple order of operations was what was jamming me up. And it's like, and I read this whole article. I wasted a lot of time on that. And I was like, when I could have just gone to and read much simpler directions from PlayStation themselves. So thank you, PlayStation. Awesome stuff. I mean, and that's why I'm serious. I was about to go buy another dang controller because I like playing it so much. So I was like, no, whatever. But that is important. So yeah, when in doubt, check the manufacturer. All right, have a good one, everybody. I will see you later.